All right. Well, good evening, everybody. I know y'all missed us last week, but we're back. It is April the 7th, 2019, and you guys are in for a special treat because we have a lot of women that went to career conference last week, and several of them have volunteered to just share 2 or 3 minutes apiece, since we have about 10 or 11 of them that are going to share tonight. And so I'm going to introduce them in a minute and let them just share a little bit, maybe a tip that they learned from career conference, or maybe someone that inspired them, or maybe just if it's their first time, what they thought it was going to be like and what was different, anything that they would like to share for just 2 or 3 minutes apiece. And if I have to, I need to get a bell. If I have to ring the bell to cut y'all off, I'll do it. But anyway, I'm sure y'all can do it. I know you can. Okay, so what I want to talk about, I was of course, at Novi, and I was also in Orlando, but I'm not sharing about career conference. I want to do an announcement. So you guys know that the Satin hand set and the Satin hand creams are 60% off while supplies last on the special. Okay, that doesn't mean like when the special's off, you can't get them. It'll just be at full price. So I was looking today, and there's several people in my unit who are working towards the National Queen's Court of Sales, or maybe even just the Princess Court of Sales. So I want y'all to look that if you max it out and get 13 of the white tea and citrus and 13 of the fragrance-free sets and 13 of each of the hand creams, okay, so you're maxing out all of it, then that would be $499.20 wholesale, but it would count as $12.48 retail. So that will really help you if you're going for any of the courts, is to max that out. And one great thing about the Satin hands is it's going to be real easy to sell the next few weeks over Mother's Day and Easter and things like that. Everybody loves the Satin hands. I know tomorrow night at our meeting, we're going to make sure every guest gets the Satin hands treatment, and we're really going to talk about it to build that up. And, you know, I have I'll give you an idea. I have a temporary service here in town that it's called Team Temps. And of course they hire people, and then they, they don't hire people. People come to them to get jobs. And then so they go and work somewhere temporarily. And then when they get employed, Team Temps gives them a gift, like a congratulation gift. And guess what they purchase? Satin hand sets. So about once or twice a year, the lady at Team Temps will call me and order 20 satin hand sets. And I do give her a little discount, so that's what's so great about this. And I did it last year when they did it, is because when it's 60% off, I give her a 20% discount because she buys in bulk, but I still make money on it. So if you have somebody like that, I think that is a great person to contact and tell them about it. You can say, another Mary Kay friend of mine does this for one of their temp services in town, and I thought it may be something you would like to do. And even offer them a little 20% off if they buy more than 10 or something like that. And then what I did this time is I actually put a little gift card in it. I always put my business card in it, and my labels are on the product. But I also put a gift card in it that said $13 a free product. And the only thing I should have done probably is I should have said with a makeover. You know what I mean? Because I did have a couple people just get like $13. Actually, there were people that it actually landed in my customers' hands. Isn't that funny? But anyway, that's one idea that you can move them. Another idea is you may talk to some of your realtor friends, because a lot of realtors give gifts to the new homeowner. So like they sell a house, and then they have a little welcome gift for the new homeowner. And the Satin hands is one that I have done before with realtors. Well, they'll buy a Satin hand set, and then I even go to like the dollar store, Dollar Tree, or, somewhere, and get a couple of kitchen towels. And I put that in a little gift set. And then that is the welcome gift for someone that buys a new house. And so that's another thing you could do, is go to a realtor office and then offer to sell them 10 Satin hand sets, or even go ahead and do the whole gifts up for them if you wanted to. So there's a lot of different ways to sell those Satin hands. And if you sold them, let's say you sold them at regular price, then you would make $748 in cash profit. Isn't that amazing? So, and even if you sold them with a little discount, you would still make, probably $500 according to how much you discounted it. So anyway, I just wanted to put that out to you. It's the 7th. That promotion is about halfway over. And just like when they had it with the repair sets, it will run out. They're not going to run, they're not going to deplete the whole entire inventory of satin hands to do this. So if you want that, you want to order that light seriously tonight. Get on there and order it. You'll sell it. They're not going to go bad. I mean, they have a 3-year shelf life. And if you can't sell satin hands in 3 years, I mean, you know, you just need to sample it on some. And the neat thing is every single one of you that have a kit got it in your kit. So you could take that satin hand set and use it on every single party. You know, I know a lot of people that just have a little goal and sample 30 people in a day, you know, and they may just go to, this is kind of funny, but like, let's say you're in a steakhouse and then you have it in your purse and you go in the bathroom and you wash your hands and then other women are coming in, you got to go to your dinner, busy time. And you say, hey, you know, this is kind of crazy, but I'm with Mary Kay and I just noticed you here. And I just thought, hey, would you like to try my satin hand set? So it's kind of crazy, but I'm trying to let 30 people try it. And I thought, what better place than hang out in the steakhouse bathroom? Say, of course, I'm not going to hang out here all day, but only like a minute. But you could hit up a few people. And I've heard of people that said, I met someone in the bathroom and then they signed up and started selling Mary Kay. So I don't know. That's an idea for you. But I just wanted to mention that before we get on to a career conference, because that is like prevalent on my mind today. That and recruiting, getting people in right now and getting in your red jacket if you're not already in red and working on that cruise. A little shout out. I have Fabby C, who's on the call. She's going to be up here in a few minutes. She went to career conference and had 0 recruits. Never heard a guy recruit. Said she's been in Mary Kay and she got 3 this week. We have Katrina Taylor got 2 this week. She's got 3. So both of them, when they all get active, there'll be 2 new red jackets right there. So it's pretty exciting. Veronica Brown in our unit, she submitted her DIQ on April 1st. And a shout out to her. She joined February 1st. And in her DIQ, she already has 23 people. And she is on day number 7 of her DIQ. And I think she has over 3,000 already in. So that girl's probably going to finish this month. That's what I'm claiming. And so I just tell y'all that to encourage you. So I know some of the other directors probably have some great shout outs as well. And feel free to do shout outs for your unit. But we have, in our unit, we already have 8 new team members. Katrina, Veronica, Fabby, Della, and then we have a new consultant, Rico, who signed up too at a party last week. So, I mean, people are jumping in the boat. So all you got to do is get in the boat and make sure you're asking people. Throw out the fishing lure, right? We are fishing for women. Okay, so I am going to turn this over now to Allison Carter. She is a top director in Mary Kay and also went with us to Orlando. And if you were at Orlando, and we had a little group Boss Babe event, and so I just love seeing her unit and being with them, and I've loved having them on our calls. And so, Allison, I'm going to unmute you, and I'm going to let you have at it.
Okay. Well, hello, everybody. You caught me in the middle of my masking, and I thought, so what? Everybody uses the product, so why not, you know? I've got this on my face, and so my first lesson is use the product. You'll sell more when you use it. And the charcoal mask is something that I give away for free during my close, and I love this product, so fall in love with the products. You never know. I mean, I'm going to be cuter tomorrow because I masked. Oh, I can't smile. Okay. Okay, so I have 2 minutes to share with you my takeaways that I got at Career Conference. And I, first of all, want to just say that I never have missed Career Conference. I love that they bring nationals in that we wouldn't normally get a chance to see. And this time in Orlando, we had Pamela Shaw, which, was like an awesome, awesome opportunity for us, especially the directors that were in the training. Something that she said that really resonated with me was most people overestimate tomorrow and underestimate today. And that just really hit me, because how many times have we said, okay, I'm going to get this done, and then tomorrow I'm really going to do this, or we're really going to focus on this, and we overestimate what we're going to do tomorrow, and we underestimate and underdo what we could be doing today. Like today was yesterday's tomorrow. Wait, right? Today was yesterday's tomorrow. So, you know, like there's always going to be an opportunity to put something off. And so keep going. Do what you know you can do today. Don't overestimate what you're going to do tomorrow. Get it done today. Make things happen today. You're hearing some of those things that Clea's talking about. These are ladies that are really doing it today. I mean, I'm so excited. That inspires me when I see people really go after it and go do it. Team building, team building just inspires me because it does good for so many things. It does good for your income. It does good for your team. It does good for the things that you can earn in Mary Kay. It does good because it touched the lives of 3, 5, 10, 20, 100 people, and it's just exciting. Okay. The other thing that she said that I thought was really powerful was empower yourself first. Being empowered and figuring out what empowers you, and then be in a space of empowerment so that you can empower other people. I think a lot of times we wait to be empowered when we see something else happening. Like when we get a new team member, all of a sudden we're really excited. Well, we need to learn how to be really excited before we get the new team member, right? Because that's what attracts people to you, is that energy and that excitement of what you have, even though you don't have it yet. It's the process of getting it. You know what I'm saying? That brings people in. If you're waiting for somebody to sign up or for somebody to buy a ultimate miracle set from you or something like that before, you got to be happy where you are. You know what I mean? And be empowered in the position that you're at and appreciate what you have in order to get the next thing. And the last thing I want to talk to you about is be prepared for growth. This was Laura Middleton. She's top director in Florida. And she said, be prepared for growth. And if you're overwhelmed with doing data entry now and you're only getting 1 or 2 new customers a month, talk to somebody who manages a larger customer base. If you're a director and you recruited 5 people last month and you're overwhelmed, talk to a director that's recruited 20 last month and her systems are in place and she knows what to do. I think a lot of times we hear about get your systems in place, but we don't know what that is. And so I've always been fortunate and just to reach out to people that, well, what does that look like when you recruit? Like Cleta's already got 8 in, and sometimes people are like, oh my gosh, we did 8 all month last month or whatever the case is, but can you handle the growth? You're empowered, you're excited, you're not overestimating tomorrow. You're working with today, and your unit is growing and your customer base is growing and great things are happening. And so I'm excited. I'm more excited to hear about what the consultants takeaway is from Career Conference, because it's one of my favorite conferences for consultants. And so be empowered, make good decisions, have your systems in place, and don't overestimate tomorrow. Let's get it done today, right? So with that being said, that's all I've got. My 2 minutes are up.
Thank you, Allison. I love you, girl. You inspired me. I'm going to go do a mass as soon as the call is over. Just as soon as it's over.
Oh, I do have a shout out. Wait, I do have a shout out. I have 2 new red jackets. Elaine Kozolski. What? Am I muted?
No, go ahead.
Okay. I'm sorry. I'm over. Elaine Kozolski is in red, and Melinda Rodriguez recruited 6 people last month. She's on the Boss Babes call, and she's a new red jacket. And so yay to them for hitting the goal before Career Conference.
All right. Awesome. Congratulations, Elaine and Melinda. Good to see you guys at Career Conference too. Okay. I'm going to meet you out, Allison. Thank you so much. Okay. And next on the list is Janna Strunk. So Janna, have at it, girl.
Hello. Can you hear me okay? All right. Sounds great. Okay. So first of all, I want to do my shout out very first because I don't want to forget. Okay. Steph Ingersoll is on the call tonight, and she had at least a $400 last week, and she already works a couple of jobs other than her Mary Kay, but she's seeing the faces. And so I am so proud of you, Stephanie. You are going to rock it. And by the way, in her first week as a beauty consultant, she had 3 team members. So we're working on getting her into red. She's a senior right now. So really excited about that for her. Okay, so some of the things that I heard that I thought were really, really powerful. First, I have a list, so I want to go through these quickly because I don't want to miss anything. Okay, so Jill Davis talked about, National Sales Director, talks about 3 levels of commitment. And so level 1 is, and you have to know where you're at in this, by the way, be honest with yourself. Level 1 is I'm committed as long as it's fun. So, when it gets kind of stinky, we're like, oh, I didn't know it was going to be like this. But you know what? Sometimes you just got to wade through that part to get to the good stuff. And so level 2 commitment level 2 is I'm going to do it. I'm all in as long as it seems possible. If we are just in it as long as it seems possible, we never gave God enough time and enough effort for him to show up at the finish line. And so I think that's so important to know if that's where you're at. Level 3, commitment level 3 is I'm in no matter what. I don't care what has to happen. I don't care what I have to go through. I am in. I'm doing this. And to me, I think that that's really a powerful, that's like the decision has been made. There's no plan B. There's no turning back. There's no turning around. This is how it's going to go. Okay. Next, Susan McCoy, top sales director. She's just a beautiful person inside and out, but she is so full of wisdom, and I just see her debuting as a national so very soon. I got so many nuggets from her. So one of the first one was know where you are in your business. So so there's 3 different places that you can be. First of all is the peak. The peak means that everything's popping, everything's working, you're in the flow, you're on fire, things are just going along really, really smoothly for you in your business. And so y'all don't think that any of us is always on the peak. You don't just stay on the peak. That's not how this works. Okay. The second place that you can be is in the valley. Okay. This is not really where you want to be, but you trust the process and you do the work. So you're like, you know what? I just know if I do the work, maybe my last party, I didn't have great sales. I didn't have a ton of referrals or future appointments, but I know that if I continue to do this, that everything's going to work out okay. So I'm just in a zone where I'm in a valley, but that's okay because I know I'm walking through the valley to get to the peak. Okay. The third place is the rut. You don't want to be there, and you're not working on the right things, and you forgot who you are. And you know what? That one really, really hit me because I've been on the peak, I've been in the valley, but I'd never heard about that rut. But guess what? In that rut, you're not doing the right things that you need to do to get out of the rut, to get back into the valley, to get back to the peak. And so I think it's really important for all of you to know that we've all, as independent sales directors, probably seen all 3 of those areas. I know I have. And so the best thing that you can do is stay in contact with your independent sales director. When you're on the peak, you're going to be celebrating with her. When you're in the valley, you're going to be walking through it, and she's going to be reassuring you and giving you guidance and cheering you on along the way. And in the rut, she can help you pivot. And so that's so important. So get your power back by getting busy, but not just busy work. Get busy doing the things that you need to do. Booking, selling, coaching, recruiting. Those are the types of things that will take you back into where you need to be. Okay. Next thing was also a Susan McCoy nugget. And that is, I just thought this was really cute. And she was talking about the starter kit. And, at the time, it was a couple days left in the month, and the starter kit was only $75. But you know what? Right now, the starter kit's only $100, and you get almost $400 worth of stuff. She said, when you're talking to people, she tells them, she says, if you were to go to Target and you were to see a box there of Mary Kay, and there were, almost $400 worth of stuff on the shelf, and you saw that there for $100, you wouldn't need to ask your husband or poll your friends. You would just get it, right? So, that's something that I used this last week as well. So I thought, that's kind of cute, because you wouldn't ask your husband or poll your friends or, contact a bunch of family members and say, what do you think? I'm at Target. There's a $400 worth of Mary Kay on the shelf. It's only $100. It's, a quarter of the price. What do you think? You wouldn't do that. You would just say, oh my gosh, I love this product. I'm going to get it. So, and then you would go from there. So anyway, I thought Career Conference was fabulous, and that's it. I'm sure my time's up. Oh, you're muted.
Oh, I'm unmuted. Okay. Thank you, Janna. That was awesome. Susan is a dear friend of mine, and we have a lot of fun together on this trip. So I'm so glad you got to hear her. She's really great. Okay. All right. I'm going to mute you out. And next is Linda Winget. Linda, let me unmute you. Hang on just a minute. And Linda, you're going to have to kind of speak up a little bit. When you were talking earlier, I didn't hear you very well. So, okay. Linda's a consultant in my unit, by the way. She's one of my personal team members.
Okay, can you hear me?
I can.
Okay.
It's a little muffled, but I can make through it.
Okay. One of the most important things that I learned this past weekend was if you can get your new consultants, if you can get them to go to the meetings and things like this, you can set them on fire. And my recruit, Fabby, is a prime example. I am so proud of her. She didn't understand a lot, I don't think, but she learned so much and has come back on fire. And I am so proud of her. Another thing is that it was stressed that it's important for us as consultants to sound confident when we're teaching classes or just talking with potential new team members. And one of the things that I had not thought about was because we can just sit there and read the flip chart, and that's all we need to be able to do a class. But it was just that if we would do things like take our flip chart and practice it, really practice it every day. Take a few pages and go over and over that. Talk to your mirror, talk to your hairbrush or what have you, and just do a few pages at a time until we're truly confident. And it's we can sound like Plato when we're teaching a class. We can just go right through it. And there, I had not thought about that, but I think that's an excellent piece of advice. And of course, just all the different nationals that we heard from, it was just exciting to hear from them. And I don't know if I'm supposed to say this or not because it's, but I am excited about the information that we got about the products that are going to be released in a couple of months. And I won't go into that because if people didn't go to career conference, they don't know what that's all about. But I'm anxious to start working with this new product. And that's a treat that we learn, that we get by going to these things. We learn things before others, and it's just always a treat. And always I come back so inspired after I go to career conference and especially to seminar. And anybody that doesn't go, they're losing out.
That's right, Linda. That's right. And, it's okay because we are coming out with new foundations next month. And those of you that went to seminar got to see the videos and exactly how they're going to be trained on it. But there is a little foundation hub that's out that everybody could be looking at. And we're going to be talking more about that on some of the future Boss Babe calls. So I'm glad you mentioned that. And thank you, Linda. And you're so faithful to go, even when you've been injured and you're in a boot, you're in a wheelchair, it don't matter, you show up. And those that show up, go up. So, all right. So I'm going to mute out Linda, and then I'm going to unmute your team member, Miss Fabby. And Fabby, we could not get Zoom on her phone, so I'm going to allow her to talk to us through the phone. So, Fabby, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am, I can hear you.
Okay, well, we would love to hear from you.
Yes, ma'am. Well, I just wanted to say a little quick. What I learned on the conference. I mean, I learned a lot, but one thing that I learned was that if any of the ladies there that was taking can do it, it means anybody can do it. So I was one of the anybody's that thought I could not do it, but I just focused on, like I said, that if they can do it, I can do it. And one other thing that I wanted to say to everybody that is listening, on Psalms 37:4 says, "Delight in the Lord, and He will give you the desires of your heart." And that was one of my desires to get a red jacket. Really, I worked so hard. I was like one of the ladies that were there. They almost threw the towel away, and sometimes I end up crying after I had to speak with some of the ladies because of the way that they would answer, like, no, I'm not interested in stuff like that. But I just wanted to tell everybody to not give up and just doing it, and with God, we can do all things.
Yes, and you know what? Happy birthday, Fabby. That was her goal, to get her 3 recruits by her birthday, and today is her birthday. And Fabby is not on Facebook, so she's not really seeing. Fabby, you don't know that I'm really giving you a lot of shout-outs, even though you're not seeing it. But your recruits are seeing it because she recruited a niece and another gal and then a gal from Maryland. And so we're branching out. And so I cannot wait till all of them get their order in and that you're an official red jacket. But you know what? To get 3 in a week after career conference is something else. And so congratulations. And you guys, like you say, she went. If she had not gone, I promise you she would have not got any recruits last week, because you probably wouldn't even have had that goal, right, Fabby?
You're right.
So it just makes a difference.
I also wanted to say thank you to Ms. Linda. She's been so helpful, and she's always holding my back on everything. So thank you, Ms. Linda. I know you're hearing me.
Yes, she does. That's awesome. All right. Well, thank you, Fabby. I appreciate you sharing with us. Okay, and let me see if I can find Maud on here. Maud Johnson. She may have called in. Hang on just a minute. Let me just find her phone number real quick. Just a moment. Sorry about that, you guys. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to go ahead and let Sayla talk, and then I'm going to look up Maud's number. So, Sayla, I'm going to let you go ahead. Sayla? Sayla? Did I unmute the wrong person? Hang on a minute. Oh, I did. Hang on, Sayla. Just a minute. There she is. Sorry, Sayla. Now try it.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, thank you. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
That's okay. Hey, everybody. I was honored to have Maud Johnson and Ann Peoples with me at Career Conference this year. It was awesome to have been a new director and having just picked up my car. So it was a very exciting time. But what I took away from being there was not just one particular thing, but just an overall theme of so many women working. And I know that sometimes in the world today, people think that work is not a good thing. But when I left there, I thought, wow, those people achieving, that is the power of work. And it is an honor and a privilege, you know, to be in our company and help change the lives of other women. And I've been to many events, but I just saw so many women of all shapes and sizes and ages and stages that had worked really hard, had set goals, were, you know, on track to win the cruise, and they're winning it at record time or setting records for team building and selling. And I just came away from there inspired to really work every day and really help other women achieve their goals. And that was my biggest takeaway.
I love it, Sayla. Thank you. And, you know, you're right. No one got on stage and no one got to talk without putting in that work. And the great thing about Mary Kay is fun work. It's not like drudgery. We're not washing dishes for a living. Not that anything wrong with it, you know, but I'm glad I don't have to do that for a living. But anyway, even though I, you know, just did wash the dishes right before the call.
Yeah, and what so many, you know, I'm sure every single person that has achieved anything was afraid or felt like they didn't have the time or they had huge obstacles in the way, but, you know, they just pressed through and did it anyway. And so I was just very inspired when I left.
Awesome. Okay. And I'm sure you were inspired because you got to drive all the way in your brand new car.
I was. Beep, beep. I was.
That's right.
It was so much fun.
I love it. Okay, well, I found Maud's number. So, Maud, you are unmuted, and I'll let you go ahead. Maud, you're unmuted on my end. You'll just need to unmute yourself on your end. Now,
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Go ahead.
Wonderful. Well, I want to say good evening to everyone, and wasn't that a great, great career conference? I thoroughly enjoyed it. And there were, as others have said, there were so many wonderful little nuggets along the way, and each of us received those nuggets according to our individual needs. And one of the things that impressed me so much, I believe it was Tammy Smith. One of the comments that she made was that your why fuels your goals. And that is so true. I was encouraged to look at my why, and sometimes our why changes over the course of time because we see more and more about what the company, Mary Kay, set about to establish is really about. It's not so much about you, it's not about me, but it's about everyone, because everyone is important. As I listened, she was also making the comment that so many times we don't ask people because we think so many different things. Oh, she would not accept. See how together she is. Or, you know, she has a certain job and she lives over in such and such a place on a hill. And we wouldn't dare think to ask. When she said that, I thought about myself. Who am I asking? You know, I'm asking people who I think I can be equated and feel comfortable with. And she said, get out of your comfort zone. Get out. And then my thoughts began to move to the individual, the person that needs the asking. And I'm so thankful for that, because that's what I've been doing. I've been challenged to ask the ones that I would not normally ask. And as a result, that beautiful lady, she has a smile. It was just in her pocket somewhere. She has a smile. And she can turn that smile on you and respond to you. And I've had such wonderful results in speaking to women that I believe have a heart for others. And the other thing she said, examine your why. My why changed since coming back into Mary Kay. The why changed. And believe me, it is fuel. It is fuel for your goal. I'm surprising myself at how I too have been just moving with encouragement and with vigor. And the other thing that was shared was, my success in Mary Kay will always be related to the amount of time I allow between my classes. Don't you know that's true? And that means I'm out there and having to get out there and wanting to get out there and be allowed to get out there and meet so many wonderful women. And so that was really a takeaway for me that is making a difference on the ground moving. And I appreciated the privilege to ride with my director in her beautiful sailing silver slipper. It was wonderful. And I am so thankful for my director. Just a heart of gold and a desire to see others successful. And I appreciate her so much. And thank you for the call.
Oh, thank you, Maud. Thank you so much. I agree with every bit of that. And I was sitting in on the consultant class when Tammy was talking that. It was before I spoke, and I thought that was so good. I even wrote that in my notes. Okay, next we're going to go to our DIQ, Dr. Veronica Brown. I told someone asked me what kind of doctor. I said she's a plastic surgeon, and Latrice asked me that, but she is a doctor of education. And so one thing I know about her, she is a quick study. So I'll tell her stuff and I'm like, she goes, oh yeah, I remember that from lunch. I'm like, okay, I love it. I've never seen, she is just amazing to me. And so Veronica, it's her first conference and I would love to hear your thoughts. What's your second? Her first one was our February Jumpstart. So this is her first big Mary Kay conference. So you can take it away.
Okay, there are so many takeaways. So I'm going to speak quickly because my internet is in and out because it is raining on this side of town.
Okay.
But one takeaway was from Ruth Everhart. She said that there's only one way to lead, and that is by example. You have to be willing to work a lot more. So I've made that decision and I'm charting my course. So which means for me is sacrificing some of the things that I was accustomed to doing. So I'm making myself uncomfortable, as some say, like watching certain television shows I've decided to give up on, and shopping in department stores. I shop more online in Mary Kay, trying to build up my inventory. So those are some of the things that I'm doing to chart my course. And like Maude, the why was important. That stood out to me as well. Heidi Gelzer, I think it is, she spoke about it in our Reds class. She said that when we have hope, you make a way. And when the why is big enough, you'll figure it out. So I internalize that as your why should make you want to cry, because that's how powerful and how impactful I think your why should be. And my why through the depths, penetrates through the depths of my soul. So my why has to do with my retirement plan from the current job that I'm in. So, but my why is also very personal to me. So when I think about it, it's as if my back is against the wall. Sometimes I feel like it's going through the wall. So I have no choice but to move forward and to win big and to make sure that I'm bringing my team along with me. Also, when I think about the lives that I'm touching, especially my family, I think about what this opportunity in Mary Kay means for them. That's what makes me want to cry with my why. So if I run into obstacles, I'll just figure it out. And those are a couple of my takeaways.
I love it. Thank you. And you guys, I'm going to have next week, because Veronica has just recruited so many people since she started. I believe now the total is maybe 14 personals. I think that's right, Veronica. Isn't that right? And so next week on the call, I'm going to kind of interview Veronica on how she has just recruited so many people so fast, and just some of the verbiage she uses. And so we're going to hear a little bit more from her next week on just, you know, how she's gotten here and got this done. And I know one of the things is that she is not afraid to talk to people. And if they don't, you know, if they say no, she says next. Literally, like, okay, let's go to the next one. And she don't cry, you know, sit down and cry. If someone says no, she just goes to the next person. And so anyway, we're going to talk a little bit more about that, but I'm so glad you went to career conference and got to walk on stage as a red jacket, because that'll be the last time, because next time will be as a sales director. I got that from her. Okay, let's see. Next is, y'all, what I did is I typed them all in, then I wrote them all down. Hang on, let me go back here. I can't even read my writing. Oh, Stephanie. Let's see if she's on here. I'm going to mute you out, Veronica. Stephanie, yes, you are. Okay, Stephanie, I'll let you go ahead.
Okay. Hi, everybody. So Lynn and I drove down to Alabama. It was like 12 hours one way because Carmen, she was there visiting some family. So I asked Lynn, instead of us just taking an hour and a half to Novi to be with all of you, I said, hey, you want to go on a road trip? So we did, and we had a great time. And we got to go across stage together, which was so fun. So proud of Lynn for being on target for the cruise. One thing that I did, because I didn't know any of the any of the national sales directors that were going to be there, I actually printed off of Mary Kay In Touch their bios. And then, so I kind of knew a little bit of background about them. And then that is where I wrote my notes. So that way I remembered who, and it just gave me a little more like connection with them. So maybe that'll help somebody. One of the nationals talked about recruiting smart and talented women that are your scary people, because they will train and build you even better. So that way you work together. And we are in this business to pull others up with us and to find your fire in leadership. And it's even including like this call. Because of this call, I got to meet Latrice because she was there like in person. So that was fun to actually go somewhere so far away and know somebody there. It was great. And we got to sit at the luncheon together too. So that was good. Thank you, Latrice. Mary Kay is your place to Mary Kay is your place to soar and shine. We are in a relationship building business, not just with our consultants, our recruits, but also with our clients. And that's what keeps this business going. So you get your reorders because they love you and it creates loyalty. And how hungry are you for your bigger life and a bigger business? You can always launch or relaunch. It doesn't matter where you are in the career path. You, just like Janna was saying, you know, you got the peak, you got a valley, and you got the pit. Well, it happens, all of them constantly. Take responsibility for your success. And size does matter, even as consultants, because even one moves you into a senior consultant. One more puts you into a super senior position. One more, you're a red jacket. And that not only builds your corporation, we'll say, but it also encourages and enhances your unit that you are a part of. Mary Kay builds us. It builds our talents, our skills, our confidence, our bank account, and it helps you become your best you. You can get a paycheck from anywhere, but when in this job, in this career, when you work, you increase your dreams, your families, whatever it is, not somebody else or a corporation that may or may not be there. There are so many companies that are closing, and you think that you have security, and you might not. It's only secure if you work hard for yourself. This job can be a hobby, but it creates everything for you if you want it to be. And just like Veronica that talked, I mean, you can be superstars or you can be slow and steady. They're both great courses, but go fast, especially, you know, June 30th is going to be here, and we all want to be on that cruise together. Trust that this opportunity is the best blessing for you and others. And that is when you won't be chained to what might seem like a comfort zone, but it's actually a jail. And thanks, Lynn, for going with me.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Stephanie. Okay. And so let me mute her out. And then one of Stephanie's consultants, Lynn, let me just mute everybody real quick. Background. Okay. Okay, Lynn, we'd love to hear from you in Stephanie's unit.
Okay. All right. Can you see me?
I can.
I turned my camera on because I wasn't on. Anyways, I'm here in my t-shirt from being out walking in the rain. I just had a couple notes that I took. Sonia Goings, does anybody know her? She's one of the, is she national or is she a? No, I can't hear anybody.
She's a director. She's a director.
Anyways, one of her things was, of course, to make a list of everyone you know. We've all heard that many, many times when you first started. But how embarrassing is it to have your cousin enroll with someone now? Do they really know that you're doing Mary Kay? So go back and let everybody know that you are in Mary Kay and that you are recruiting, or at least be your client. And one of the things I caught from her too was go to the women that you're afraid of. And I do that. Those gorgeous gals, I tend to shy away from, thinking like, oh, I can't teach them anything about makeup. They're already gorgeous. So I tend to shy away from those. So I've got to be strong and go after those ladies. And another thing I took away from it is, of course, in all of our Mary Kay things, especially in Novi with Chrisette Ellis being from the church background, they all talk about God and asking God for help. But I really saw that again too in Alabama with the Southern crowd, different area, that, I mean, they were really emotional about giving it to God and asking for their guidance. So those are the nuggets that I have. So that's all.
All right. Thank you, Lynn. I love that. Give it to God. I mean, really, it's about the most important thing you said tonight, you know? So thank you for sharing that.
Okay.
Okay. And so next we have up Lorie Barfield. So Lorie can share with us a little bit.
Hey everybody. I tried to pull just a few notes from some of the different speakers, and I did want to second something that Maude was saying earlier too, that somebody said that by not offering the opportunity, we're making a decision for them and we're taking that decision away. So very good point on that, Maude. Daisha we got was ours, and she's just so inspirational, but one of the things that she said that really kind of resonated with me and kind of where I'm at too is she was done with mediocrity. You know, she went to an event and she came back and said, I'm done with mediocrity. And then she just consistently, she made some decisions and went for those decisions and just did not deter from them. And one of the decisions she made was to do 3 beauty experiences per week and 3 events a week, faithfully, week in, week out, because it's not the glamorous results. They don't just happen overnight. They happen by doing the work consistently week after week. And so no matter if your goal is to become a director or if your goal is just to make $1,000 a month, just doing it consistently, it will all add up. Vicki Piccarelli, one of the things she said was, especially when new people come in, one of the goals, and I'd never really kind of heard it like this, but she said it's 50 and 5. Build to 50 new skincare customers and 5 team members, and you'll have $1,000 profit a month in your sleep. And so just make that a goal for all of these new people that are coming in. Just really focus on getting 50 skincare customers right off the bat or as quickly as you can. And then more and more results come and snowball from that when you just do that over and over again. And then, of course, Pam Shaw, I could not write as fast as she talks, so I wrote pages of notes from what she said. But one of the things that she said is create advanced attraction. You decide the team and the customers that you want. And one of the points she made that is that championship coaches win championships because they personally select the champion. So when you're looking at customers, and just like the previous person just said, you know, go after those people that intimidate you as well. You know, the people that you know, maybe you're a little bit afraid to go and talk to. Find those championships and those people. Just because their makeup is all put together, that means they use a lot of product, and so they need to be buying it from us or from themselves. And so and one of the things Pam Shaw said was, when you know what you want, you'll attract what you want, and life expands or shrinks based on your own beliefs. So you have to do a little bit of head work too when you're changing a goal and moving from one place to another. And Laura Middleton, one of the things that she said was that Mary Kay is easier now than it's ever been with social media. Training is immediately available at a new consultant's fingertips. But the difference is the noise, because there's so much noise and so many other ways that we can get distracted from focusing on our business. And so you just have to get clear and put your blinders on and then move forward with what you're doing. And then really, one thing that was spoken from several different people is that you are enough. You know, if God has placed it in your heart and put desires and dreams and visions for you, then you've got to realize that you're enough. And there are things that we can do to sharpen our skills and work on our head game and work on our, you know, the actual techniques that we have. But you have to live in the vision, and then it will become your reality, not the other way around. So there were just so many good thoughts. You know, I just came back a week-long vacation, which was wonderful, but you know, I'm so glad we're having this call tonight, because it gets to re-inspire me again, so that tomorrow is really my first day back from Career Conference. So just thanks for everybody else's notes too. So it was great.
Okay, thank you. Very good, very good. Okay, out. Okay, and next I had down Sandra Griffin, and I think this is you, Sandra. Let's see. Sandra's iPad, is that you?
Yes.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
I can.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Just a few things, a lot. Career Conference was great, as everybody else has said. Some of the little nuggets I took away was limiting beliefs are the highest forms of selfishness. And, you know, you don't limit your beliefs. Just put them out there. And A decided heart searches for a solution. An undecided heart looks for an escape. I thought that was really touching. And we're women of influence, so leadership is definitely influence to people. Before great success, you'll meet with temporary defeat. So just don't ever give up. Just keep pushing forward. And let me see. I think that was really the things that really resonated with me that I'm gonna, concentrate on. So that's it for me.
Okay. Thank you, Sandra.
You're welcome.
I love that. Before great success, you will meet temporary defeat, and we all do. We all do. We all have. So thank you for sharing that. Okay.
You're welcome.
Okay, and I'm going to go to Rachel Benefield next. Rachel?
Hey, hold on one second. Let me see if I can. I'm here. Let me see if. All right. I'm trying to All right. Well, I'll go ahead and talk. I don't know how to make my picture come back up.
All right. Well, we see your pretty face.
Okay. All right. Just a couple of things that I took away is, and as everybody said, is pray about everything before you get started. That was one of the main things that I took away. And then another thing is, you have to find a way to, if there's a will, if you want to make a way, you'll find a way. You have to make it happen. And you can't live in what you see. You have to live in your vision. Like I see myself now on the boat. I see myself there. And then another thing, I believe it was Kathy Littlejohn that said, when you get back home, don't talk to people that you don't, talk to people that you want to be like, not people that you don't want to be like. So in other words, you got to get where you want to be, not where you're at. And then make it a job. It's your job to ask people. It's your job to do the classes. It's a job. It's fun, but it's your job. You can't, like other people have said, you can't make the decision for people, is what I took from that. And then another thing is, make it, it's not about, I think it was Tammy Crate Smith that said, is how do you want your life? I mean, how will your life change? It's not about the money, how the money will change your life, but how will this business change your life? And a lot of that spiritual for me and different things and just how things are going to change. And that's a lot of what I've got. It's just a lot of just emotional things is what I took from it.
I love that. Thank you, Rachel. And Rachel is she is one of our new red. She's one of my 18 members, and she is a new red jacket. So congratulations. And also I have another adoptee, Valerie Ray, who went to career conference, and she got in her red jacket on the way to career conference. So it's amazing. You guys are amazing. Okay, I have Diane Beluso. Let me find you on here, girl. I think you're right here. Okay, Miss Diane, she's in Allison's unit. She's going to share with us a minute.
Hi. Okay, so Tammy Cray Smith had talked about how she, the people that you see that you think you have it all together, that have the big house, have all the money, they don't need to work. Don't be scared to talk to them, because you never know if they might need this business or not. And so I immediately thought of my dentist, because she's been in it before, but then she got out. And so I had sold some products to her. And so I called her up to see if she wanted any products. And luckily she answered the phone. And so I talked to her about it, and I got her order. The Time Wise Repair, got 2 of them, because I explained to her what the 135 was. And then I asked her, have you ever thought about doing this again? And she said, I have, but I can't do it right now. I have some stuff in the pot storing. And as soon as I get rid of that's settled, then I will probably do it. And I told her about the cruise, and she said, well, I may not team build, but I have customers that I want to sell the products to, and she wants to sell it in her dentist. So it's like, pick up the phone, make that phone call, and reach out to these people. You never know what might happen.
Okay, sounds good, Diane. Thank you for sharing that. Appreciate that. Okay, and we're going to wrap it up, but I did want to at least go ahead and hear from Rosie and Latrice. And so let me just undo Rosie. Everybody else are just women that you guys reached out to me and said you wanted to be on the call. So Rosie, you can go ahead next if you want to. Rosie? Okay, I'm going to come back to Rosie. I'm going to go with Latrice. Hang on, Latrice. See if I can get her unmuted. Okay, Latrice? Okay.
Well, I am doing the Allison Carter tonight, but I have on the facial peel, so aren't I sweet and cute? Anyway, no, there were just so many takeaways from Career Conference, but let me tell y'all ladies what my biggest takeaway is when I go and see new consultants, and I hear new consultants on this call. Meeting Stephanie was also something that was very special. That is something that Mary Kay, I think, sets apart so big, is the girlfriend times that we have together, the meeting friends that we've talked to on the phone or we've seen on the Boss Babe calls, and you just cannot replace that. And I went to Feel the Power in February and saw some of these people there, but I came back to Mobile, reunited with some of them, and y'all, all I keep hearing in Mary Kay is about God. They are more prevalent today about sharing than I have ever heard. And someone on this call tonight actually said that it was the same way at another event, and she came and saw that we down here in the South do it too. So anyway, I just love the girlfriend time. I want to appreciate Sandra Griffin. I love what she said a few minutes ago about undecided heart looks for escape. That is big, y'all. You have to make a decision. And anyway, I just appreciate this call, Cleta, and I'm cheering for that $1 million year for y'all. Woo!
Thank you, Latrice. Love you, girl. You need to get back in routine.
Love you.
That's all I gotta say.
I know, right? That's right. Dang it.
All right. Well, let me meet you out, and let's see if Rosie. Okay, Rosie, are you on here?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
I apologize. For some reason, whenever I get on my laptop, you guys can't hear me, so I had to switch to my phone.
Okay.
So anyway, sorry about that. We had a wonderful, wonderful career conference. I was fortunate to have 5 of my consultants there with me, and just seeing it through their eyes is kind of like, not that I think they're my children, but it's kind of like watching children at Christmas or children at Disney World for the first time. It's just fun to watch them observe it. And I think, one of the things I kept hearing over and over and over again is something so simple. It's getting the product on faces. It's letting them try the product. And, there was a lot of talk about layering. And, when I first joined, a lot of talk was about recruiting on the spot. And, Janna and I had lots of conversations about that because I think everybody is different, and not everybody recruits on the spot. And so it was just really interesting to hear that talked about. The other thing is I just wanted to give a quick shout out. My consultant, Leslie Goodwin, had her launch party today. And at last count, she still had some more orders coming in, but she was over $600. And so she had a really, really great party. And I'm just super proud of her. She was really organized and had everything together. And she did really well. So I just want to give a shout out to her.
Awesome. Okay. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you, Rosie. I got to see you on here for a minute. Okay. Well, we'll just kind of wrap this up tonight. You guys, you did such a great job. Thank you so much. I'm proud of y'all. And I was thinking one thing that I wanted to kind of tell you is that I know at the Orlando Career Conference, and I'm sure the same at Mobile and the other ones, I was just so proud of a couple of things. Number one is how our consultants look. You know, you guys look so sharp. Everybody dressed appropriately. You know, we all saw people that were not dressed appropriately at career conference. And I think it's just a little lack of training maybe, but you guys look so nice. And the enthusiasm, our unit, we brought clackers. I'm telling you, everybody knew where the Cheetah Nation was sitting because we were the loudest group. We had 40 people with all of us together in our A team. And it was crazy. And we were number 4. So we did not have reserved seating, but I think we had more people than anybody else there. And so I was super proud of our unit. And you know, it's funny because even though we were not in the top 3, I did get to speak on stage and I got to teach the consultants and I had a blast. And so, you know what, I want that for all of you to get on that big stage and be able to teach. It is so fun. And I just had a ball teaching the senior consultants and the consultants on day 2 of Career Conference in Orlando. And we were also honored, of course, being on target for the trip and, you know, a ton of people for Destination Red. And I could not be more proud of our unit in our national area and where everybody is going with this. And Lindy Blair and I had a ball in Novi the week before. She had 6 people there and they just looked wonderful. They all had their Lindy's leopard shirts and she may even be on here tonight, I'm not sure. But their internet, she never has the greatest internet. But anyway, and she still is doing awesome. And so our directors had some of their best months they've ever had. I just feel like the big momentum is happening, you guys, April, May, and June. I really, truly believe we can double anything that we have done so far, and we can pull out all the stops. And so at this point in your Mary Kay career, you might tend to look at where you are and what you need to finish your goal that you had set and think, I'm way behind, no way. But I have had to make myself not do that. I did figure it out to see what I needed. And then when I saw the number, I'm like, oh my gosh, okay. But then I thought, okay, let's focus on what you can do and let's give it all you've got. Because honestly, at the end of the June 30th, if you work and you give it all you've got and you have no regrets, you will be a winner no matter where you land. And that's the way I feel too. So I know that I'm going to work and give it all I've got. And I know my unit is going to come on with me and the Lord's going to show up. And wherever we land, I'm going to feel great about it. And I want y'all to feel the same way. But do not change your goal that you set on July the 1st. Do not change it because it's not time to change goals. It's time to push. This is the big push these next 3 months. And I've seen it happen for so many people, you know, and if someone like, you know, our Veronica could come in, join the company in February and, you know, possibly finish her directorship by the end of April, February, March, April. Who's to say you won't recruit someone this month who could finish her directorship in June, right? Because there are women out there that are like Veronica that make their mind up and like, you know what? I don't want to sit here and mess around. I'm doing it. I'm in it to win it. And so I just want to encourage y'all that there are women out there. Just like, you know, I was looking at we had 20 new last month and 10 new the month before, and we already have 8 new now. So in the last 3 months, it's almost 40 women have come into our unit that were not in my unit before. So there are women out there that want to sell Mary Kay. And there are women that want to buy it too, because we have a lot of new customers coming in, and it's just an exciting time to be in the company. So thank y'all for calling in tonight. Thank you so much for every single one of you that shared. You did a fabulous job. I'm really proud of you. And we are going to, all of us are going to have the very best year that we have ever had. You just got to believe it, and you cannot shrink back. So God bless you guys. We're going to have a great week this week. We have to make every single week count. Every single one of them. So get on the bandwagon and let's, you know, share the opportunity with some people and let's get those cruise winners. Let's start announcing some cruise winners next week. What do y'all think? And then we'll go from there and start just celebrating the rest of the 3 months of this seminar year. I can't wait. It's going to be exciting. All right, you guys, thank y'all for calling in and have a super week. I'll be posting this video very shortly.